way to ask you, just with only 5-10 minutes about Iran and Israel, but I guess maybe the better way to ask it is, what should we be looking for, thinking about? What questions should citizens who don't have, obviously, your kind of granular knowledge of what's going on there, what should we be worried about? What should we be hoping the Trump administration does or doesn't do, and so forth?
Well, I think it's important to just start with first principles here. And I don't think it's even worth debating that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. A country that says that Israel and America should not exist cannot be trusted with a nuclear weapon. And that's why successive Democratic and Republican administrations have had the policy and worked hard to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. I mean, this is a country that this was Pride weekend in parts of the world. In fact, I guess there was a 60,000 person Pride celebration planned for Tel Aviv over the weekend before the war started. And of course, Iran is a country that hangs people who they deem to be homosexuals, who hangs people who disagree with the regime, who makes women disappear to be tortured just because they put headscarves on. So let's just be clear about that. Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. And then the question you have to ask is, what's the best way to prevent them from getting one? And I think there are a lot of people who just assume that if you take the hardline approach, and sort of by implication the most effective approach, it's to bomb the nuclear program out of existence. But the key question that people often forget to ask is, even if you do that, how long will it take Iran to reconstitute its program? Because we know from history that any country that gets its nuclear program eliminated by military force is going to very seriously consider reconstructing it. And I mean, look, candidly, if I were Iran and I wanted to reconstitute my military program, I wouldn't hold back from developing a bomb, because that might serve as a more effective deterrent should a country like Israel consider these actions in the future. So this is not just about eliminating nuclear weapons under Netanyahu, which I'm sure he's thrilled to do. It's about, what are the long-term implications for the safety and security of our ally Israel? That's a really important question to ask. Another really important question to ask is just, what is the end game here? This is a question that we keep asking for Netanyahu with Gaza and Hamas, who amazingly still seems to control much of Gaza. What is the end game? Is it regime change in Iran? I would love to see the regime change in Iran. We haven't been successful at inspiring that. I certainly hope these military strikes inspire regime change in the right direction and don't, in fact, empower the hardliners, the people who said we can never work with the U.S., we can't negotiate with the West, because that's certainly a risk here as well. So while we're always going to stand by our ally Israel and protect its basic right to exist and celebrate the freedoms and democratic governance that Israel represents in the Middle East, it is important for us to ask these long-term questions, because I don't think there's any American who wants another war in the Middle East. We certainly don't want America to get bogged down in a war in the Middle East should we be called to support Israel. And at the end of the day, when you look strategically at our national security, and remember that we all agree the pacing threat, the most serious threat to America's national security today is China. And it's the risk that they could literally start World War III by invading Taiwan in the Pacific. That's all the more reason why we cannot risk getting bogged down in a war in the Middle East. And so these are important questions for all of us to be asking as we watch what's unfolding there today.